Society plays an important role in everybody's life. We should be kind to everybody around us because we are all connected, if not as a species, as beings who want to be happy. There is a large variety of examples of cruelty in the world, whether it be the Holocaust or the wars raging across the globe at this very moment. People are attacking each other. If you take any animal, say the Komodo dragon, they have aggressive behaviors to protect their territories. But there is always a back down, a surrender. They never maim or kill each other. But here we are, going against the very laws of nature, killing each other for gain and in hatred. Despite all this evil, there is no person alive on the planet devoid of pure human feelings, at least in the dormant stage. It is common to all. It is simply that these people who give in to evil are not quick enough to see that there is a choice between being bad and being good, and they take the wrong turn because they are stuck in an endless loop, doing what they have done before and what others have been doing. These people require kindness the most because they are so surrounded by cruelty that sometimes it becomes difficult to even believe positive emotions and feelings can exist in the world, and such gestures can be extremely inspirational for them. Metta can be translated into loving kindness and friendliness. It is, in essence, both of these, since it entails the sentiment, may all beings be happy. To be a friend and be kind and loving is to wish that others be happy and work towards achieving that. This is a heartfelt practice which delivers us from the basest of human reactions. It allows us to see the world in an entirely different hue. When practicing friendliness, we must start with oneself. Well, that's entirely selfish, isn't it? Maybe to some, but in truth, it is the most called for. Firstly, we can never give what we don't have. If we do not have tea in the house, can we offer a visitor a cup of tea? So to practice metta towards others, we must first fill it up in our own hearts and let it overflow. Secondly, if you take a moment to step back and watch our internal dialogue, we will see how critical we are of ourselves. How even though we may not stand up and yell, "Hey, I'm a fool," inside we think it, and sometimes even worse. We expect so much of ourselves and reprimand so severely when we fail. So much so that, in truth, we do not need critics around because we are our worst critic. We are relentless and merciless in our judgments of ourselves. Being cruel to ourselves is very safe. If I call up a random person on the street and call him an idiot, there is a chance that he would yell back something worse at me. Unless, of course, he is an idiot. But if I call myself an idiot, I would never yell back at myself. A lot of the time in our lives, we have no outlet for pressure. So, a lot of pent-up frustration ends up vented on ourselves. So, it is important that when practicing such, we must begin with ourselves. When we practice metta, we become so much more confident, so much more pleasant. I remember how much easier it was for me, since I have moved schools quite a bit, to start on the first day when I practiced metta. I found that people took to me faster, and I made more friends, talked to more people, and avoided making a big fool out of myself because I was not nervous. Would you be nervous around your friends? So thinking in this way helps. It is such a light state of mind. Once you begin, you feel so weightless, as though one by one your burdens are being slowly untied and you can run free. Equanimity, to put it simply, is to be okay with everything. Equanimity is a fine sense of balance. It is to not get swept towards the extremes. Practicing such allows us to stop being a plastic bag swept in the winds of life. There are 8 worldly winds or vicissitudes which happen to all and alternate continuously, namely praise and blame, gain and loss, pleasure and pain, fame and disrepute. If you roughly sort out our experiences in life, they will all fall into one of these vicissitudes. Our world is full of opposites, and it is the delicate and subtle balance between such strikingly contrasting aspects that make the world what it is. If something goes wrong, something tips that balance, the results can be disastrous. Balance is extremely important in life. For example, let's say you get really good grades for an exam. It is better to, instead of going through the roof, to bring yourself down just a bit, thinking, yeah, this is really good, I'm happy for myself, it can change. And you reduce the height of your jump so that it leaves you less to fall when, as it will, things change. And say maybe the next day one of your classmates spreads some rumor about you because she's jealous you got better marks. And that way it won't be as difficult for you to accept that. Also say, if you get yelled at by a teacher, instead of getting all down and crash landing, think that, hey, this may change and things may become better tomorrow. And this will make it easier to accept hardship. Appreciative joy is to feel happiness for another's joy. Most of the time we find it difficult to appreciate the happiness of others because we tend to use our judging minds to compare ourselves with people in a better position, and then wonder where the justice is in them getting something above us. We fill ourselves with jealousy, unaware that it burns us more than it does the other person. For example, let's say someone you know of gets the newest iPhone,